everyone, my name is Heidi and I'm coming to you from sunny Florida where I live with my significant other Bill. Today is Monday, May 20th and it is about, what time is it? 9:45 a.m. That's kind of late for me and it is episode 52. I want to give a warm welcome to any new and returning viewers. Thank you for being here. If you like what you see, I would love it if you consider subscribing and pressing the like button. You could find me, other than YouTube, on Ravelry and also Instagram as Yarnit Heidi. Anything I talk about today will be linked down below in the description box. Just look for the word more, click on it, and it will give you everything about what I talk about today. So I have so much. This is going to be a jam-packed episode because I've been busy with all the hobbies that I love and busy with life. So other than that, did I just say everything I needed to say? I think so. So let's first move on to finished objects. My finished objects, I have two that I am so excited about. Well, I have more than two, but these two exceptionally, I don't know why, I just think they came out so awesome. So the first one is what I'm wearing. It is called the Tulsa Tee, and I'll stand up and show it for you. I love, love, love this. Let me see if I could adjust my camera or step back. Okay, it's got a slip hem, and I love this so much. Anyway, I'll give you the details. So it's the Tulsa Tee by Rebecca Clow, or Clow. I'm not exactly sure how it's, some people say Clow, some people say Clow. So forgive me if I say it wrong. To me, it's Clow, but I don't know. So this is it. It's by her. I used, well, the size, when I swatched this, I was way off. Nothing unusual there because I am a loose knitter. I'm a continental knitter. And everything, I'm never on gauge, never, never. I'm just adjusting my camera. So I was off. So I had to go down needle sizes to a 2 and a 4. I guess the needle sizes would have been a 5 and a 3. And I went up a sweater size. That way it fits, you know, since I'm going down, the stitch is gonna be smaller, so I need bigger. So I went up and I was keeping my fingers crossed, but the key is, to me, is whenever I'm not on gauge, I don't really sweat. I'll adjust my needles, but then the biggest thing is to try on. Trying on is really the key. If it's too big, too small, you can decrease or increase. So I did that. I went up this, which I'm so glad I went up the sweater size. And then, let's see, what did I do? So it is a paid pattern, so I can't talk too much about it. You know, like a raglan type top. Very simple. I love this pattern because I just did the simple version, but she has modifications where you can do an eyelet pattern or a stripe pattern. I found out about that after I already did a lot of it, so I said, forget that. So I just did the basic simple one. So I recommend it if you're a beginner sweater knitter or garment maker. This is it for you. So nice. So what can I tell you? So I knit about, so I split for the sleeves, and then after that I knit about 9 inches because I'm very short-waisted. And then I wanted to do, because somebody recommended it to me, that they always do like a split hem. So I said, oh, I want to do that because maybe it'll just not be so snug on me, you know, like show everything. So I did so it was very simple for a split hem. All you do is split the stitches in half, a front and a back, and then you just do a ribbing on the front, back and forth for as many rows as you want. And I did 16 rows of 1 by 1. And then I did the back of the sweater, 16 rows. And then I did a regular bind off, but I did go up to the bigger needle size for the bind off. So that way it wouldn't snug in. So I did for the ribbing, actual ribbing, I did size 2. I went down the needles after I did the body, went down to the 2 to do the ribbing, And then to bind off so it doesn't snug, I did a size 4 regular bind off because it's a split hem. I don't have to worry about it flaring too much or anything like that. And then somebody suggested, my friend Val from the Love and Stitches member, she gave such a good suggestion when there's a gap in the split hem. Let's see if I can show it. I'm sorry. You know, it could look a little wonky. She said just do a single crochet along the edge with my tails, and that's what I did. It was perfect. Thank you, Valerie. What a great idea. So it gives it a nice finished look. I absolutely love this sweater, and not only that, I'm trying to fix my camera. Not only that, but it is one of the most comfortable sweaters I ever made. I put this on, I feel like I'm wearing pajamas. It is a comfortable tee. I highly recommend this this pattern to anybody who wants to do a garment. So anything I want to tell you about that? Nothing. After I did the ribbing, after I bind off, I picked up on the sleeves. I picked up like 4 stitches on each side of the armhole, so it wouldn't be too tight. It is perfect. I'm so happy with this. And the color, I love the color. It's like a turquoise. Oh, the yarn, I forgot to mention the yarn. The yarn is a 100% Brazilian cotton by Circulo. The yarn base is Anne, and the colorway, turquoise. I love it. So, I know I said that at least 4 times, but I really do because it's so comfortable. So that is it. Anything else to tell you about? No. Only thing is when I did do the, just to let you know, when I did do the single crochet around the split hem, I used a size D hook, just in case you wanted to know that. I just picked something, a smaller hook, because it is a fingering weight yarn. I just took a guess. All right, so I'm going to pause because the next item is a finished item. I have to put it on, and I didn't want to wear it because it is way too hot to wear too long. Because right here in Florida, it is going to go up to 95 degrees today. It is way too hot. So I'll be right back. I am back. The next one, this might be my favorite of the year. I am wearing the Corey in Poncho. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it. Maybe I have to push this. Nope, that's not gonna work. There we go. It is so beautiful. Where's the point? Let's see. I'm so short that I have to go on my tippy toes. This is it. It is beautiful. I am loving this. I'm sorry, I'm messing around with the camera. This is the Korean poncho, and I'm going to take it off. It is so hot, but look at this. Isn't that beautiful? This up here, short rows, and then these colors by Chelsea Yarns. I'll tell you the details in a minute. I just want to show you how beautiful this poncho is. I don't know which side I have it on. Anyway, I'm going to be wearing this to Rhinebeck because it'll be cold up there by that time in October. Well, it's perfect poncho weather, October, because I used to live in New York. And I'm going to wear this. I'm going to take it off because, like I said, it's going to get to 90s here. And this has mohair in it. So, there. All done. So this is the Corey In by Amy Palco. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That's the pattern, and let me give you all the other information about it. Let's see. So the yarn is from an advent of last year, 2023, by Chelsea Yarns. I think it was like Christmas in New York. Had to have that. And yeah, so this is her advent. And then you paired it with I paired it with a mohair, so it's fingering and a mohair to kind of get like a DK. And the mohair is also by Chelsea Yarns, and it's their Sunken Treasure is the name of the colorway, and it paired beautifully with the Advent colors. So I just made some modifications, not a heck of a lot. The ribbing is 3 inches instead of 4 inches, and I did per color. Per minis, I did about 1 inch per mini, and I only did 15 minis because it was getting so big on the needles. And I was freaking out, pardon my expression, but I was freaking out because I was like, I'm gonna look like a sack of potatoes in this. And I was telling everybody on the Zoom, I was like, I don't know what to do about this. I got it bind off. And plus, as you do a lot of increases, every other row is increases. And that means that the more increases, the more yarn I'm gonna use, and it will no longer be enough for an inch of each color. So I said, I better, since this is looking so huge, I better start thinking about binding off. I'm a small person, I'm short, I'm not even 5 feet. I said, so I said, start going on to the border and the bind off and all that on the 15th mini. So I did, and then I was on Zoom. I said, girls, that's it. I bound off, here it is. And I was so nervous, you could ask them. And I put it on, I was like, oh my God, it fits perfectly. And even the length, I'm sorry if you hear some landscapers, they just happen to come when I Zoom. So, I mean, not Zoom, when I podcast. So it fit perfectly, the length, the width, because ponchos are supposed to be wide and not snug. It came out beautiful. I only used 15. I did message the, Chelsea Yarns, who made the same one with her advent. She said she went to 19 minutes, but she's taller. And she said she stopped at 19 because it was getting too big. So she felt like I did. But I was really nervous because I was going to run out of the minis and I would have to, get more minis that had more weight in there. But what I did though at the end, I did not use one of her minis at the very end because again, I was afraid I was going to run out of a mini. So I got another yarn in my stash that had more than 20 grams. So that way it would last the whole, ending. I didn't want to stop in the middle and say I run out. So that's what I did at the bottom. I used a color, which worked out perfectly with this brown. I think it bound off, the color is perfect for it to go with that like peachy salmon type color. It is gorgeous. This is going to be one of my favorite makes of the year. It is way too hot. So let me see if I have to tell you anything else about it. The needles I used was a 6 and an 8. Okay, and I think I told you everything that I was going to happen on this. Then I ended it much shorter. You're supposed to use all your minis, but I was going to run out of the yarn and go on to another. Then if I did, it wouldn't have been no big deal because I would have not gone through a whole inch with that color, but then I would have smaller stripes and then it might look funny. So this is how it came out. Gorgeous, I love it. All right, enough gushing on this one. So that is my Corey in Poncho by Amy Palco. All the details will be down below. Matter of fact, I'm going with like 7 other girls to Rhinebeck. We're going to room with each other. And I started like the train on this, the trendy train, because, it's pretty easy to make. It's not like a sweater where it's a little more detailed. Some people aren't sweater makers, so they want to make the ponchos. So some of us will be wearing our ponchos at Rhinebeck. If you see us, if you're going, say hello. I'd love to meet all of you. Okay, so enough of that. So the next one I have, this was part of a mystery knit along, is a gnome. This is, it's a little crooked here. This is from a mystery knit along by Imagine Landscapes. The designer was Sarah Shearer, and it was called Gnome News is Good News. And let's see what I know about this. Let's see. So I used the needle size that was recommended was 1 and 1.5 millimeters, and 1.1 and 1.5 needles. So I did 2 circulars because I was not going to do this on DPNs. I don't want to do magic loop because I get jaws in there, ladders. So I just did 2 circulars, which was easy. There is so many short rows in this hat. I thought I was going to kill myself. It was so much for this hat of these short rows. And I put it together, and then somebody gave me such a great idea to make it stand up really nicely. I have pellets, and I heard they're good to use, but the last time I used pellets, I put them in, and then you put a layer of the polyfill over it, and the pellets kept falling out, still on one of mine. So somebody had such a great idea. She said, put the pellets in one of those like little organza bags. And that's what I did. And it's in there. I don't know if I put it enough, but it's a little weighted, not terribly weighted. And there's a little baggie of pellets in here. What a great idea. You learn by talking to people. It's so awesome. So, yeah, it was a mystery. So every couple of days you got another clue to make it. And yeah, he's cute. And then my hardest part of always is putting it together, but I managed. And yeah, it'll be another little decoration in my place. So nothing else to report on that. Just another finished object. The last finished object I have, and this one is small but perfect, is a scrunchie that I made. And this is by, it's called the Soho Scrunchie by Tori Yu. It's a free pattern. Go check it out. I'll link it down below. I use yarn scraps. Doesn't take a lot of yarn. The only thing is, just a little warning, heads up, it is a provisional cast on with quite a few stitches. I don't remember how many. And it was a Kitchener bind off. But it's so cool how you do this. You do whatever she says, how many rows to do. Then you turn it inside out. You do some more rows. And then you put your rubber band, your hair tie in. And then you do some more. And then, I don't know exactly how it turned out. But the only thing is, I don't know if I should make it bigger next time. It doesn't stretch out enough for me. Like, I like to put it in my hair and wrap it around like 3 or 4 times so that my hair stays in there. This can only go around 2 times, and I know my hair is going to slide out. So I don't know what to do. I did modify it. I didn't do as many stitches as she said. I went like a little bit less because I didn't want a very big scrunchie. But maybe that was my problem. Maybe I should have done what they said in the pattern and done that much, and maybe it wouldn't be so tight. I don't know. So it's a size 4 needle, and just use the scraps and make something fun. It didn't take too long. I mean, believe it or not, there is a lot of knitting involved. I don't know how many stitches are in there, maybe over 100. But it's a cute little thing to make and to give as gifts, or if you have kids who have, long hair, it's perfect. So I'm going to make another one, experiment to see maybe I should do more stitches. I did use a hair tie in here. I said maybe my hair tie wasn't that stretchy, so I looked at my other ones. They both stretch about the same. So I think next time, do what she said for a size medium. Do that many stitches. Don't try to do less because now it's too tight. So I'll either give it away, or I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe I will give it away. Somebody who doesn't have as thick or long hair as me. We'll see. So I think that's it for my finished objects. Let's move on to works in progress. I'm going to put it on pause because the landscapers are making a lot of noise. I'm back again. I'm so sorry. The landscapers always seem to come when I podcast. So with my works in progress, I have a few knitting, crochet, and cross stitch. So I was going on a little day trip with some friends this weekend. I was like, oh, everything I have, I need to look at the pattern. I can't concentrate. I need to concentrate. So I need something that I don't have to concentrate. So I cast it on a pair of socks. I didn't know which pattern. Sometimes I like to do a pattern to make it a little more interesting. So I looked through my Ralph Recue and I said, oh, I purchased these and I've never made them. Why am I doing that? Next year, I think I'm going to do a Make 9 board with projects in my queue that I've wanted to do. I've bought and I never do them. So this is one of them, and it is called the Enchanted Heel Socks by the Lopsided Crafter. She also is a member of the Love and Stitches membership. And of course, I always want to support, as many people as I can. So I purchased her pattern and I started it. I think the heel is what makes the pattern. I don't know. I didn't get to the heel part yet. So this is where I am so far. So the contrast color, okay. So it's the Enchanted Heel Socks by the Lopsided Crafter. And I'm using, as you can see, two circulars, size 1 with a 2.25 millimeter needles. The contrast is from Stash. I don't even know name, what, nothing about it. And this colorway, this color yarn is Deep Stash from my local yarn shop. I think it's called Silky Sock. I don't know who makes it. I don't know if that's the name of the company. I just saw on the tag Silky Sock, and the colorway is called Pansy. I am loving the way this comes out. It is, by the way, it's a 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 10% nylon. Look how cool these little micro stripes are. They are so cool. This I bought the American flag stitch marker. I don't even know. Again, I just buy and I forget where I get it from. I love it. I'd like to make one myself. So anyway, I digressed. So I'm just at the beginning of it. I took it along with me because right now it's just stockinette, and then I'll find out what the heel is all about and see what I think of it. Yeah, so I love the way this is. The green to go with that is so pretty. So that's all I have to tell you about this. Not much on it. I will be going away soon, so I hope to get a lot done. Maybe I'll get a pair done while I'm away. Hopefully, we'll see. So that's a start because I was going on a day trip with my friends and I needed simple. So the next one is a crochet. I made one of these before, and again, I wanted simple and I wanted a crochet project, and I made one and I loved it, and very rarely do I make projects more than once. I might be making this one more than once, but with eyelets. So anyway, this is it. This is the star blanket, the 12-point star blanket. I made this once before, well actually twice before. I got the tutorial from Bella Coco on YouTube. She is fantastic YouTuber that for left-handed and right-handed. I love it. It's the only one I could understand. So the deets on this is, let's see, by Bella Coco on YouTube. Size H hook. The yarn is from Lion brand. Their ice cream base, which is so, I never heard of a base like that, but it said ice cream on the label. And the colorway is Parfait. And the hook, I told you, was a size H. So it's coming along. It goes so quick, and I love the way it comes out. And yeah, this is fun pattern. This is something, again, I could bring away with me, and I could do with my eyes closed. I can talk with it. So it's a real fun. I highly recommend it. So many people have done this pattern because it's addictive, it's fun, and it's fast. Okay, excuse me. The next one is not so fast and more complicated. It's another crochet that I've been dying to do, but I'm on the fence about it. I'll tell you why when I show it to you. It's called the Rainforest Retreat Shawl, and I've been dying to do it because I saw some guy at my yarn shop making his, and I loved it. And I love the way the pattern looks. The pattern is by Lisa Cook, okay? And the pattern that is on the project that is on the project page of Lisa Cook is, the yarn is like a fade, and it looks so beautiful. I couldn't find that, and I said, oh, I'll get, some at my yarn shop, and it was like lightly tonal, what I saw. And as I'm crocheting it up, it's really not the look that I want, and I don't know if I should keep going with it. So this is it. It's a very lacy shawl pattern, and it's a paid for pattern. And you have to pay attention. There's a lot of double crochets, chains, single crochets. It's a whole mix of things in there. And but it's not the look that I wanted. Do I keep going with this? Do I scrap it? Meanwhile, I put two beautiful skeins of it. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful yarn. The yarn is by Dream, and it's their Jilly base, and the colorway is Grow. So I bought two skeins of it, and now I'm not sure I like the look of it when I saw on the, maybe I'll post a picture up there and you can see I'm kind of like, ugh, mine doesn't look good. I'll be embarrassed because the project page is so beautiful. Mine, it's almost like a little nauseating looking at it. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Should I keep going or should I just scrap it and try to find like a gradient yarn that's, maybe I have something in my stash, I don't know, that will be perfect for that shawl. Because that's why I loved it. The look of that gradient. I'm gonna post a picture later, and you tell me what you think if you care to tell me. Yeah, no obligation here. So anyway, I'll tell you a little bit of information. Not much. I'm using the size hook E. It's kind of small, and I told you the yarn. It's 100% superwash wool, and I don't know. I like doing the pattern because it's fun. But now I'm going to have to rip it if I decide that I don't really like the color. That means I might have to purchase more yarn. I have a whole closet in bins full of yarn, and not one of them might be perfect for this shawl. What do I do? Oh, dilemmas. Everybody should have these problems, right? So anyway, I don't know if I should go further because, I mean, it is a shawl, and when I block it out, it'll probably be beautiful. But that's not the look I wanted. All right, enough of that. So that's it for the knitting crochet. A little bit of cross stitch that I have. This is almost done, and then I'm going to send it off to the finisher. It's called Bee Farm, and it's an Erin Elizabeth design. And I think the stitch along is over with Helen D, a YouTuber who also does a lot of finishing, cross stitcher, and also Cobweb Corner who sells the patterns and stuff. Anyway, this is it. I just am up to the words. It's going to say Bee Farm, and it's going to say Local Honey on the bottom. And it's really, this was so much fun to do. I enjoyed this immensely. I kept wanting to do it, so that's a good thing. And I just used a 28 count linen in my stash. This all gets ironed out. And then I also, what else did I do? 28 count linen and just DMC floss that I don't think I even had to buy any in my stash. I'm loving it. Almost done. Then I sent it off to the finisher. I resigned to the fact that as much as practice I've had tried to finishing, I am not good at it. It's not my knack. It's not my jam. And when I stitch beautifully and I have a horrible finishing or I'm not happy with it, it's too stressful for me. I'd rather just send it out, support somebody else who does it beautifully, and that way I'll be happy with the whole product. So that's it, project. That's it for that one. The next one, oh, this one is beautiful too. They're all beautiful. Through the Love and Stitches membership, there's a thread on Discord for needlework, and a couple of my friends put out that they want to do this stitch along with this this pattern. Let me see. It's called the Moonshine Cabin. It's by Modern Folk Embroidery. I didn't get much further on it, but I'm loving the look of it. So this is how much I've gotten on it so far. It's going to be like a moonlight scene. This is a charcoal gray, charcoal color linen. Let me see what else I have on it. It's a Lugana 32 count, Lugana charcoal. And the floss is my DMC. You could use, I substituted the DMC. They recommend the Leo and Floxy floss, but I didn't get it. I wanted to use what I had. And yeah, so that's it. What else can I tell you about it? Yeah, I just changed it to DMC. So this too, you need really good lighting. Daytime is the best. I have a nice art light that helps me. Put something light underneath the fabric so you can see through the holes better. And make your life easy and get all the right tools for the right job. And this would work. So yeah, so didn't get too far. Let me show it again. I know you can't see. Maybe I'll post a picture of what it's going to look like eventually. See, there's a bird there. That's pretty. And it's going to be like the cabin, the beginning of the cabin. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun. The colors are beautiful on this charcoal linen, which I got at my local cross stitch shop called the Cross Stitch Cupboard. So that is it. I am done with my works in progress. Let's move on to acquisitions. All right, I have some acquisitions here. Okay, the first one is one of the members of the Love and Stitches. She also does stitch markers, and I think she did like a luggage tag. I think, or bag tag. Excuse me, bag tag. That is Julie from Burlap Handmade. I think that's it. Of course, everything will be down in the description. So with the Love and Stitches for the summer, we're doing like staycation vibes, like things you could do at home, like, you know, go to the pool, go to the ocean, do like staycation things. So she made a bunch of stitch markers for the group, for the membership, and you can get them too, you know, through her Etsy shop. So these are them. They're acrylic stitch markers. Here's a, what is this here? A yarn that's in the shape of a heart, the sun. Here is sunglasses. I know it's hard to see. Acrylic doesn't show up well. And then a drink with an umbrella. And one of them says on there, staycation vibes. And then I bought one of the bag tags, which is a great idea. I never thought of this. Let me see which side. This side. Staycation vibes. And what you do is with one of those dry erase markers, you can put like your project name on here, or you can put your name. Like I'm going to go away. I might put this on my bag and just write my name on it or something. Or it's something that I can recognize my bag with this. And it has, you know, a holder so that you could undo it and put it on your bag. Isn't that nice? Yeah, that's a good idea to put on your bags or any of your project bags. Oops, one of them fell down. Or any of your project bags. So, and you could write like what project is on there with a dry erase, and then you could just rub it off. Somebody said if you use a Sharpie, I think, what did she say? Alcohol takes it off. Something takes it off if you use a Sharpie. Anyway, what a great idea. After I'm done, I'm going to put it on one of my bags and love looking at it. Then the other thing, the last thing that I purchased is because Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady, who's from the Crazy Sock Lady, she has summer camp. Oh, I just noticed something here. But anyway, and she has like people that like, they're not really sponsors, but she listed a bunch of, you know, small businesses that have yarns with the theme of like 80s and 90s vibes, like the colorways of that. Oh, geez, you have the landscaper. So anyway, I liked the look of it, and I said, I want to get in that mood. Like when I'm doing a stitch along a summer sock camp, I want to feel like I'm participating in something like a theme like that. So this one is Stitching with Yarn, and her colorway for the summer sock camp is called Back to the 90s, a micro sock set. Isn't that pretty? So this is the yarn I got. It's 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon, merino wool. And then I just noticed in here some Smarties. I just noticed that. So I'm going to make a pair of shorties. I think I want to do some more shorties this summer. Because all year round I make regular size socks. Why not in the summertime make shorties? Maybe that will be a goal of mine, to just make shorties. So I don't know what shorties I'm going to make with this yet, but I wanted to get into that theme and the vibe of summer sock camp by getting this. So I did. Back to the 90s. On Stitching with Yarn, she has other colorways that are theme related to summer sock camp. So check them out. I'll link it down below. Okay, the next thing is, let's see, life adventures. I have been busy for the last couple of weeks, which is good. It's, you know, it's feast or famine. So the first thing, well, which was a bummer, is I got a notice for jury duty. And for some reason, every year I keep getting called, or maybe every 2 years. And the last time they said, just call and we'll tell you if you have to show up or not. This time they said I had to show up. So there's like 200 of us, and they had like 5 different judges, and if your name gets called, you go with that group, blah, blah, blah. So I'm waiting, my name isn't called. Then finally they called my name. But then it was lunchtime. So they called us out and they said, okay, the judge will see you after lunch. He wants you to take a break for lunch. It was like 12 o'clock. Fine. So I go around to whatever's around that area. It was down in, it was in Fort Lauderdale somewhere. So I had lunch. I met up with these 2 girls. I ate lunch with them, just pass the time. So then we came back an hour later, and then they called us, and the assistant to the judges said, the judge announced that your service is done. We no longer need you. So I was like, we were all like, yay! But why couldn't they tell us before lunch? I had to go searching around the area, finding lunch, sitting, wasting an hour of my time, and then come back and be dismissed. I was like, that was a waste. But I just got yesterday in the mail $15 for doing that. So I guess it paid off. So that was jury duty. End of that. I'm so glad, though, that I didn't have to sit on a jury or I was going to say to them, I don't like anything, so I'm not a good candidate. But it is my, it is my right to do that, privilege. So maybe I would have. Anyway, I didn't have to do that. I'm just taking a sip. Then, was it that weekend? I'm not sure. Then after that, Bill saw that he's a Phillies fan for baseball. They're coming to play down here in Miami with the Miami Marlins. And he saw that the tickets were so inexpensive, ridiculously inexpensive. And he wanted to buy them, so fine. So we drove down there, and we had such good seats, but we were like in the first tier, like the first mezzanine. And then because there was hardly anybody, we walked down, we were like 5 rows from the field. It was great. And to boot, they won. So, that was a good day out. And then Mother's Day, Bill took me out for brunch. So that was very nice. My kids are far away, so it's hard for them to just come in on a Sunday or whatever. So I know I'm loved by them. And of course I get the calls, but it was nice. Bill took me out, and it was a special day. And usually on Mother's Day, it's always been a quiet day for me. I just knit what I want. I'll listen to the Yankee game, after we had brunch, and I'm happy with that. So don't have to stand on ceremony with me. Then the following week, whatever, where I live, there's so many groups and clubs, and I belong to this nature and arts club, and they were having a field trip to like a tree farm or a tree zoo. They call it a tree zoo, and it's only 15-20 minutes away from me, and it's free. So we drove ourselves, and we met the club there. We had somebody give us a guided tour, and it was almost like a botanical garden type place. And they showed us all the non-native trees that they had there. That it's mostly non-native trees that are in this place that they keep maintain on. So we walked around and saw so many beautiful things. My favorite was this rainbow eucalyptus tree. The bark was like rainbow, and it looked so shiny. I'm going to post some pictures of that of that tree farm. But the only bad part was it was so hot. It's been so hot in here in Florida. It was in the 90s, and you're talking about seniors on this nature club. So we just walked around as best we could, got in the shade when we could, and saw some really cool stuff. I'll post some pictures there, or maybe at the end, I'm not sure, and of my nature club. Then, the most exciting, all this stuff is all good stuff, nothing bad. Then, my Love and Stitches members, I have 3 friends down here that belong to the club, at least 3 that I know of, and we wanted to meet some Love and Stitches members up in Orlando. One was coming in from Tennessee, and so our friend who lives in Orlando says, why don't you come up, you can meet her. And then we have other friends in the membership that live much further north. They're like 5 hours away from us here in the Fort Lauderdale area. So she's like 5 hours away. So Orlando was like a meeting place from the girl that's coming in from Tennessee and the Florida girls who I've never met because they're so far away. We have met the girl in Orlando, Mertez, who kind of like organized everything. So what happened was my friend Esther's son lives in Orlando, and we were going to drive to his house and stay overnight because it is 3 hours to Orlando. So, but he was having company. He said he can't accommodate us. So, and we said, oh, to drive 3 hours there and back for a day, it's going to be too much for us. Then Then I suggested, hey, you know, there's the Bright Line, which is a train that they have here that now goes up to Orlando. I said, why don't we do that? We don't have to drive, you know, and that takes a lot of stress off of you. So and then I found out if you have 3+ people, it's 50% off as long as you book in more than 7 days in advance. And this was a 7th day. So we contacted each other. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And we booked it and we got it at half price. It's still expensive, no less, but we still did it. So we booked it, and then, you know, then another girl joined us. She got a discount price. So the 3 of us took a train Saturday. I don't even know what day it is. Today's Monday. Saturday, we drove to Fort Lauderdale. We got on the train. We had a blast. I'll show some pictures. We have a table to put all our knitting stuff on. Comfortable seats, USB. We could put our iPads if we want. They come around with snacks if you want to purchase. We bought in the station, they have like a bar. You could buy egg sandwiches, or I bought a bagel and cream cheese. Before we bought it on the train, but they also have stuff you can buy on the train, drinks or whatever. I don't know if they were free or not, but probably not the food, but maybe the drinks. But I'm not sure. I didn't order anything because I had everything I wanted. So we got up to the station in Orlando, so relaxed. We talked before you know it, we're there because we're too busy yakking. We get to Orlando, we get an Uber because it's about 40 minutes away from where we met everybody. We take an Uber to a Panero in Winter Garden, and we met the girls that came from North. They were there right away. So exciting to see them. I'll post a picture of, you know, everybody. And then Mertez, and she was hosting, the girl from Tennessee came in also. So there was 8 of us. So much fun. Yak all day, knit, crochet, whatever we did. And it was a lovely time. Then, you know, everybody had to go back. And then, but we couldn't go back. We had an 8 o'clock train ride back to Fort Lauderdale, 8 o'clock at night. So we went for dinner, which is in that area, another place, a Pizzeria Uno. And 5 of us ate dinner together. And then we got the Uber, took us right to the station, and got on our train and got back to Fort Lauderdale like 11 o'clock at night, drove home, and I was in my house by like 11:30ish, 20 to 12, something like that. And it was a perfect day. It was so nice meeting these girls. I can't even tell you the community that we have formed, even with you guys just commenting and talking. And it's like we have so many friends all over in this community. So I'm very grateful for that, very. And yeah, so that was a great day. And then, of course, the next day, which was yesterday, had a rest. I didn't want to do anything. I just, what did I do? Did I watch the game? I watched a movie with Bill. And plus, it's so hot, you can't even go outside. It was so hot, like 95 degrees. Okay, so the last thing is TV and books, okay? Let's see, TV, we're just watching baseball, the Phillies, the Yankees, and we're happy with that. But I finished a great book. I listened to it on the audio, Remarkably Bright Creatures. What an interesting book. I never read a book like that before. I don't know the author. I'm going to post a picture of the book here, but it's about a woman who works in an aquarium, and she kind of befriends an octopus that was rescued that kind of like talks in the book or whatever, and kind of helps her out, and she needs that octopus too. Actually, the octopus really helps her. And then there's other characters that come into play. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to give any spoilers of the book, but it was such a great book, and listening to the octopus, I think his name was Marcellus, he's so narcissistic, and his voice, you get who he is right away, and you get who Tova is, the other lady who's the main character, and then another boy is in the picture. Everybody has some heartaches in there and some trials and tribulations, and it all meshes together. I really recommend this book, and how it ended was so beautiful. It's just a good book. One of the best books I read this year. So that is it. I have nothing else to report. So great chat with you guys. I'm so grateful you're here with me. And as always, I wish you peace and love in your lives. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.